morning and welcome to Coffee Walk. This is the Barrett-Jackson edition. What we're going to do is we're going to revisit Shelby 553, the one-owner car that we found in Texas and sold to Mr. Craig Jackson himself. Let's go see what condition it's in. We're in an undisclosed secret location.
Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Great, thanks for having us. So we're here to see 553.
That's it. John Brown restored it. He did a great job on the car. Jeff helped manage it. And now it's in my little private collection here.
So the car was everything we thought it was, right? All numbers matching?
Yep, absolutely. In the car, we kept a lot of the originality to the car. So that is still the original interior of the car, of which a judge was telling us how the seats were sewn wrong. John Brown's like, they're original.
Right. I told you, I'm like, I saw it come out of the garage. I was there. I'm like,
you saw it come out of the garage.
Absolutely.
You were there. You know how original this car was.
Yeah.
The only thing was where he hit the rock and it had the wrong idler arm and how it had bent that. Other than that, the car was pretty much
that's
original.
what we figured out. That's why he parked the car. That's why it was sitting there, was because he had run off the road and hit a rock.
He was hauling a motocross bike. He had a trailer hitch on it.
Yeah.
He went motocross riding.
Yeah.
He was going down a dirt road and he hit a rock and bent the idler arm, and then he put the wrong idler arm on it.
So the steering, because the idler arm was wrong, was all screwy.
Right.
Had the wrong geometry.
It was so messed up. Put the car away, because I
What
think
was that, 76, 77 he parked it?
Yeah, it was on the tag on the.
It was on the
plate.
license plate.
Yeah,
when we
like
picked it up.
77.
And we got the original plates, the original black plates are here.
Yeah.
That's
Do you want to
awesome.
go grab those, Brian?
I remember calling Jeff and said, Dennis, don't do anything with it. Let me call Craig.
Yeah.
Because are you sure it's a one-owner car? Are you sure the miles are right? Are you sure the numbers are right?
Yeah.
It's like, Jeff, I've looked at it.
Well, I
yes.
even think I made a bid over the phone to you, like, if this is legit, I know we're good. So, let's get this thing
Yeah,
locked
because
To
down.
start with, the bones that this car had, Dennis, is rare that
Yes, I
comes
agree.
up. And that's why I thank you guys for letting me get this car, because it fits in the collection so well.
Well,
Then I got these. Here's the original California black,
1988, yep.
black plates to this car.
But I don't think this car was driven later than the late 70s.
No,
I
I
think
think
they
that's what they said.
I think they just paid some registrations on it. or
Yeah,
whatever.
the tag, from what I could tell, because I think the last time they registered it, they bought some kind of crazy deal where it had a ton of, like a 10-year block or something like that. Because from what I could tell, I think it was either 77 or 78.
That's what I think the story was, 77 or
when it was
78.
parked.
So even though you guys have got your own restoration shop,
Yeah.
I do too.
Right.
This was such a significant car, you decided to take the expert, who's
To the
John
best.
Brown for 65 Shelby's,
To the best.
to do the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he had all the NOS parts, and we learned something. So as I take my cars to shows like my 67 Corvette's in the back there, I took that through NCRS myself, and I learned a lot. And when this car went through the judging, we learned a lot. And what I learned is assembly line NOS parts and dealership NOS parts are different. And they just, excuse the expression, busted his balls over the smallest minutia, because they're like, John Brown can't get a thoroughbred every time he comes out of the gate. He's got to learn. So they dinged us the first time. It didn't have the original gasket on the differential.
Like the differential, yeah.
They swore that this car never had exhaust out the rear. He's like, it's the original exhaust that was on this car that is date
Yeah, because
coded.
this car was a really late car.
A late
Yeah,
car.
it's 7
They
from
didn't
8.
like the gauges. They said you should have Carroll Shelby gauges. He's like, I've restored 5 of the 10 last cars. They all had Stuart Warners. You know why? Because that's what they had on the shelf.
Right, that's what was left.
That's
They'd already
what was
used all the other
left.
stuff.
Yep.
And we had Little Red sitting in here, and we interviewed the guy that built it, and I go, what'd you use for that? What'd you use for that? Whatever was on the shelf, or whatever the local parts store had, that's what we used. You didn't call the assembly, people. You went down and got, whatever radiator hose and put it on, or whatever hose clamps that you had.
So there was some discussion towards the tail end of this is what color the motor should be. So
Yes.
where did you end up with that?
So there was discussion, because in the middle of production, they did change, and the colors changed, because this car, they went from black, and then there were some blue, and then they went to black. So this car being produced, when it was produced, was at the end of the run, but still well within the 65, you know, model run. Because if you think about it, all the continuation cars came after this car. They were still 65s. They were just made into 66s. So black is absolutely what it's supposed to be.
Well, Jeff asked me 3 questions. He asked me about the valve covers.
NOS.
He asked me about the color of the block and the exhaust. And once I answered all 3 of those questions, he goes, don't sell it. I'm like, all right.
The oil filter is an assembly line oil filter, an assembly line air cleaner. What'd they say the last one of those sold for? Like,
well, I can tell you that this air cleaner right here cost us $1,000.
Well, we had an extra one of these when we had that poppy red 64.5 K-Co convertible. Do you remember that car?
I
that
do.
was one owner also.
Yep.
We had an extra one of those in the box, and I think somebody offered us that for it.
Yeah.
But we felt like it needed to go with the car.
Yeah, they're, you know, just the air filter element is $1,000, and these actually had a color that changes along as the time goes down the assembly line. There are difference in the colors of the rubber. I mean, there's so much stuff that we learned. I kept, and I haven't brought them back to Craig yet. I've got them at my house. So the NOS boxes for the parts that we got for this deal,
kept them all.
we kept every NOS box. So I'm going to build like this collage that kind of pays tribute to all of the parts that are in this car. I mean, we got all the way down to, I found, you know, literally date code correct tires, wheels. You know, the wheels that were on it, we had restored, and they're on here now.
Glued on tires.
So we put, these are repop tires.
These are repops,
so,
but I bought a set of NOS ones.
Yeah.
Then they dinged us saying, well, if you're restoring the car to NOS, they should have the nubs on them. So John got so pissed, he unwrapped a set of NOS tires in the wrappers and put them on a set of original wheels just to prove, okay, you want to be that way? This car is the way it would have been at Shelby before they ever drove it out the building.
Yeah.
So where this car sits now in this condition, it is judged to be the best in the
The
world,
only
right?
one that's ever won a Thoroughbred. 65 Shelby.
The
Not Thoroughbred, the authenticity
award.
on top of the Thoroughbred.
Yeah, from Mustang Club of America is basically, they've only given it out 8 times, period. Never to a 65 Shelby. This is the only 65 Shelby judged and given the award to perfection. I mean, perfection. And they've never done that before.
Because we kept going to the shows, they would say this, say that, we'd argue with them. Finally, John put a set of exhaust on it, that the way they wanted to see it. And he goes, it's not the way the car came. I'll just humor these guys and put it on.
Right.
And then took it back off.
Well,
this is the way this car rolled out of Shelby.
The day we got the authenticity award, so John and I went out and found 4 66 GT cars that had the right date coded pieces for the exhaust. And we were able to make an NOS 66 out the back exhaust that was exactly like the car would have had, exactly. Wow. And put it on, and you know, the guys, I mean, it's such, you never see that. And the judges were like, that can't be real. And it's like, oh, that's absolutely real. And the whole bit of it, I mean, what we went to was...
This is a level that most people never get to.
No. I wouldn't recommend this.
No, it's almost unobtainable. But when you have a thoroughbred car, you can't hardly put a value on it.
No.
And people, and
This
obviously
is
you
the
didn't
best
go to
65
that in the world.
Yeah. And I have the race car, which was my brother's. So we campaigned that car, but I wanted the best street car. It goes with the convertible it's sitting next to, which I think is the best 66. Then my 67's Little Red. My 68's the Green Hornet. So that's sort of my Shelby collection.
We've got the 70 Super Cobra Jet convertible 4-speed car that's, you know, one of none out there. So
and then I got a lot of the contemporary cars.
Best of the best.
The contemporary stuff is.
We're going to do a quick walk around so you guys can see this, but this is the best 65 Shelby in the world. And
thank you, Dennis, for selling it to me.
I had the honor of finding it to you.
When he said you wanted to buy the Bronco, I'm like, that's a no-brainer.
We got it. I mean, it's, you know, not apples and apples.
I bugged him for 2 years.
I know. I like selling the car.
Still, I'm like, now
he sold us this. They stepped back. You guys sold it to us. And it got the restoration it deserved.
So it was a great day.
It's a great day for everybody, right?
Well, so, I'm going to keep hunting, and I'll only call you on stuff that's super cool and super rare. And
you know, I'm on a plane.
And I will see you guys in West Palm Beach.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks for watching. Please like, tag, share, and follow the best 65 Shelby in the world, serial number 553 that we found 2 years ago down in Texas, originally from California. Have a great day.